and it's back-to-back shutouts for Igor Shesterkin. The first two shutouts in his NHL career. So the Rangers take care of business so far against the Devils. It's a rare 4 straight game sort of series against New Jersey. And so far, so good. And I think that, I'm going to reserve judgment until we see what happens with these weekend games against the Devils. But, the Rangers were splitting a lot of these back-to-backs. And so far, just taking care of business. And the Devils really look like a team that's kind of just playing out the string right now. They traded away some players at the deadline. They have some injuries. But the Rangers, I think, this season, against the Devils at points, against the Sabres recently, they have kind of played to the competition. So I don't think that this is something to just gloss over. I think they deserve credit for these wins. The Rangers at the trade deadline did nothing. And that's pretty much what I expected. They're not buyers, they're not sellers. They're kind of right in the middle. And I think, in previous off seasons, they've been more so on the seller's side. Last year, trading Brady Shea for a first-round pick, which I think was a tremendous trade, by the way. But I think that would be considered a seller's move, although they did extend Chris Kreider to a 7-year extension, which didn't love it then. I think you could have gotten a decent haul back for him and still don't love it now. I think Chris Kreider's play has definitely taken a major dip, and we've seen this his whole career. He's a streaky player, extremely streaky. With Kreider, he's really kind of one-dimensional in the sense that, he's a net front presence, good at deflecting pucks in and, getting those sort of grinded out goals in front, but his even strength play is pretty poor. I definitely would like to see Vitaly Kravtsov be elevated in the lineup and Kreider demoted. We've seen that at points. We would see it a little bit in these games, and let's jump into it. So the first game would be at the Rock in New Jersey. And also, I should say, one note, the Rangers signed defenseman Zach Jones to a contract. So he was a third-round pick by the Rangers in 2019, and he would win the NCAA tournament with UMass. He would, win the Frozen Four. He was one of the best players in the tournament. And I don't think he's quite ready yet. I don't think this is like a Kravtsov situation where, he's going to get in some practice and he'll play. I think as long as the Rangers continue to win, you probably won't see Zach Jones in the lineup. But I definitely believe that, if they start to lose some games, I would expect him to get some action. But maybe in a couple of weeks. I wouldn't expect to see him anytime soon, but that was definitely surprising to see that, but also encouraging too. And, I'm excited to see what he can bring in the near future. So going back to the Devils games, the Rangers had won the previous 2 meetings in New Jersey, and a weird stat, the Devils are 4-16-3 at home after the loss that they had to the Rangers the other night. And then going into tonight's game, they were 10-5-3 on the road. Just really bizarre that the Devils had been, horrible at Prudential Center and very good away from the Rock. So the Rangers would score early. And the funny thing about this is that Kreider gets into a fight with Damon Severson, so he is off the ice. So therefore, Vitaly Kravtsov was in his place with Zibanejad and Buchnevich. What do you know? They score. Zibanejad on a mini breakaway makes it 1-0. And they didn't give an assist to Kravtsov, but he made a nice play, sort of redirecting it to Zibanejad. I'm surprised they didn't get credit for an assist. The assist would go to Buchnevich and Fox. So another point for Adam Fox. And that would make it 1-0. However, in the second period, Rangers didn't play very well, and I thought Shesterkin really held them in it. They played a very poor second, and were lucky to be up 1-0. So when you look at these 2 games, I think the first game, the Rangers did not play particularly well. I think they kind of got out of that one fortunate to come away with the 2 points. So, and going into the third period, we found out after the game that in the second period intermission, Jacob Trouba actually stepped up and spoke to the team, in between periods, and not David Quinn. So normally the coach comes in there, but I think Trouba was the one that recommended this, and Quinn said, yeah, sure. I mean, sometimes you can get tired of hearing the same voice and getting on you. So whatever it was, it did work because there was an uptick in the third period and a big goal by Artemi Panarin. Just a beautiful goal that would make it 2-0. Really nice pass by Philip Hedl. So Hedl happened to be on, not Strome. Panarin likes to stay on long, where his line mates will go to the bench. Panarin will stay on a little bit longer. Really good feed by Hedl, and it's a goal for Panarin. So it makes it 2-0. The Rangers would take a penalty late, and the Devils would have an empty net, and Pavel Buchnevich would score an empty net goal to make it 3-0. That would be the Rangers. What was the number? 20,000? I believe it was the 20,000th goal in Ranger history. And Pavel Buchnevich gets it to make it 3-0. And Shesterkin gets his first NHL shutout, which was great to see and well earned. He's been playing a lot better lately. In his brief career last year and this year, he's come close, but it hadn't happened, and it finally did. And it wouldn't just happen once. It would happen twice. So back-to-back games, Shesterkin gets a shutout. So in the second game, Rangers get off to a really quick start. 47 seconds in, Jacob Trouba scores. And kind of fitting, just after his, I guess, I don't know if it was so much like a rah-rah speech or anything, but getting the troops going in the previous game, for him to score 47 seconds in was nice to see. And I will say this, Trouba's play has been pretty solid lately. I think offensively it's disappointing, even with that goal, but I think on the defensive side, he's been pretty steady for the most part. So credit there. And the assist would go to Blackwell and Zibanejad. Keep that in mind in terms of Blackwell. And then not too far after, first goal of the season for Ryan Lindgren. So Lindgren gets on the board. Another, so it's interesting. Trouba gets his second. Lindgren gets his first. So, and a great pass by Panarin, and Fox with another assist. So Adam Fox gets his 40th point, which leads all defensemen, his 35th assist, which leads all defensemen in the NHL. He also has a plus 18. There's no question that he would have to be in the Norris Trophy, conversation at this point. I think that the national media is catching on. Look, I still think that Victor Hedman, when you factor everything in, Victor Hedman's the front runner. No question about that. But Adam Fox has just been fantastic. Also, let's keep in mind, Panarin gets an assist on that goal. The Rangers would not stop there. Blackwell chips up the ice, 2-on-1. Great pass from Strome to Panarin, who just wires it. So Panarin, not only is he a great passer, but he's one of the few guys on the team, one of the best, who just has great accuracy. Just unbelievable. If you give him a little bit, he's going to score. So Panarin scores there. Second assist for Blackwell. Second point for Panarin. We go to the second period, and another goal for Artemi Panarin, assisted by Strome and Blackwell. So huge night for that line. Artemi Panarin, 2 goals and an assist. Strome with 2 assists. Blackwell with 3 assists. And Panarin now has 15 goals, 31 assists for 46 points in 34 games. So 46 points in 34 games. He is barely in third. He's barely behind Leon Draisaitl. He's in third in the National Hockey League in points per game. Again, Panarin, he's a top 5 player in this league. The amount of talent and skill he has is unmatched. And he actually broke Mark Messier's record for the most points by a Ranger in their first 100 games with the club. So I believe Panarin, I think it was 138 points thereabouts, and that broke Mark Messier's record. So Panarin, what we're seeing is nothing short of spectacular. The guy is a treat to watch, and it makes you think, as it turns out, where he misses those 9 games, and I believe the Rangers went 4-5, if that doesn't happen, the Rangers are probably in a better position in terms of the playoff picture. And in the third, the Rangers would end up winning this 4-0. Unfortunately, it appeared as if Vitaly Kravtsov scored his first NHL goal, but Lindy Ruff would challenge, and it was ruled offside. It was the right call. Frustrating because the Devils are down 4-0. I mean, I get Lindy Ruff, you got to play it through, but it's too bad. The Devils weren't going to come back anyway, and Kravtsov does not get his first NHL goal. And he actually came close again to scoring on a really nice move, but Blackwood would make the save. So really, really impressed by what I'm seeing from Vitaly Kravtsov. He needs to be playing with skilled players. I think the coaching staff does see that. His minutes were kind of low tonight, but I just think the impact he's making is really noticeable, and it's exciting. Really looking forward to what he's going to do the rest of the season. And he has a calmness to him. somewhat similar to Panarin, where he holds onto the puck for a while. There's just a presence to his game in the offensive zone. And honestly, he's been responsible all over the ice. So this is someone who, again, he's seasoned because he played in the KHL, which is a very competitive league. So this isn't all that surprising, but it's great to see. Again, the Rangers win this one 4-0. Back-to-back shutouts for Shesterkin. And now they're 21-16-6. They are, if they somehow can win these next two games to the Devils, which will not be easy. Back-to-back games, back-to-back days, Saturday at the Garden, Sunday at the Rock. If they can do that, that would get them to 23-16-6 and would actually get them to legitimately, not just NHL, legitimately above 500. To me, it's looking like the Rangers, it's kind of like last year where really rocky start just, can't get that consistency, and they're definitely ascending. Again, a decent amount of season to go. There's only 13 games left, but like basically a quarter of the season left. A little less than a quarter of the season remaining. So a lot will be determined the rest of the way. But it's just, the hope here for the Rangers is, again, I'm not expecting them to make the playoffs, but you just hope that they can continue to win games and at least be playing games that are important and at least be on the periphery of the playoff, line, which is, the top 4 teams in each division. And it's looking like the Rangers are probably going to be, the best team that doesn't make it in all of the NHL. So while that can be frustrating, I think based on expectations and what we're seeing, it's a team on the rise, and it's great to see. So again, we'll be very interested to see how they do in these second 2 games against the Devils. And it won't be easy. I think Shesterkin's going to go in one of them and probably Georgiev in the other. If I had to guess, since Shesterkin's coming off back-to-back shutouts, I would expect to see Igor on Saturday and then likely Georgiev on Sunday. But we'll see. Shesterkin wasn't really tested that much tonight. So we'll be at it again. Rangers, Devils, last 2 games between these teams this season. And I'll talk to you then.